Welcome to the show we like to call For the Love of Real Estate, where we dive into what it means to buy or sell a home in today's world. Join host Jill Elliott, Dallas broker associate and former radio personality, as she marries her two loves, radio and real estate. She's going to have you asking yourself, for the love of real estate, should I tackle my fears and buy, rent, sell, or remodel?
No matter what he does, every person on earth plays a central role in the history of the world, and normally he doesn't know it. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And it's only fitting that with that quote, I have the one and only Giuseppe Piccinini with me today, founder of JP and Associates Realtors, JPAR Franchising, CEO of Vesuvius Holdings. His friends call him JP. I call him a lot of things, but my favorite is Boss. Hey, Boss, how are you?
Well, hello there. But you know what? You're my boss. I don't know why you've always insisted on calling me boss. You forgot that.
That's right.
I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a brother.
I know. So yeah, but you put that quote on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And you read that book, and when I saw that quote, I thought, oh my gosh, so true. And if people think about it, their lives really play a part of something that's great that they might not realize. And I think this fits you to a T, because you had this little company that you started and it's sort of taken this life of its own, right?
Can I say that you were like one of our very, very first agents that believed in this little company?
I know, I was. Everybody thought I was crazy, remember?
Yeah, how many agents you want to have? A few?
And you said some. Yeah, you said something like 50, right?
50, yeah. I hear different stories. Some people say 20, 30, 50, 100. Yeah.
No, you said, I know what it was. It was 50. And here's the funny part about this. In 2011, when I became a realtor, I met this guy, and you were talking in my prep class. I don't know if you remember this.
Absolutely. And you and I were arguing. Bumping
I know. You were saying something about you didn't even have a sign out in front of this house, and it was sold. And
you
remember,
overpriced
folks,
the home. That's why it's not selling. You and I had an argument about overpricing homes.
Well, yeah, because remember, this is 2011, so this is before most people really know real estate as they do today. So I'm sitting in the front row, and I raise my hand, I remember, and I say, so what's your secret? And you said, we priced it right. And I'm like, well, sure, dude. You have a $200K price. You put a $150 price tag on that baby, and guess what? It's going to sell, right?
So are you going to admit that I was right now that you've been doing this for a few years?
I am. I'm totally going to admit it, and that's what I was going to tell you. So the next thing I know, I have my license, and I'm with JP and Associates Realtors, and everyone's like, what'd you go with that guy for? Why would you do that? I'm like, oh, it's going to be something great. No one's ever heard of us, but yeah, it's going to be something great. And now it's amazing. I mean, how did we get here?
A lot of Jills. A lot of Jills along the way.
A lot of better Jills along the way.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that believed in our journey and the vision, and the vision just kept changing and kept getting grander and grander. The view certainly never got dull, and we kept climbing summits one after another, and it's been a fantastic journey. They always say, in the end, it's not really necessarily the goal that matters, but the journey that you walked on to get to that goal that matters. And think about how many SEPIs, our awards party we've had together, and how many Christmas parties, and how many just training sessions that we did, and all these other things that a lot of us went through life together for the last 10 years, right? Marriages, divorces, and and kids, and our kids growing up, and children being born, and we really have done life together, haven't we?
We really have. And one of the things I remember you telling me about this business is that it's a relationship business. Mm-hmm. And, we were also just the other day talking about how many relationships this one little company has made, just like you were saying. I mean, if you would have told me that I would have this life and this many friends and just the overall quality like this, I don't know that I would have, believed you. But like you said, we've watched people get married, have babies over these last 10 years. They've come and gone. And I think I can remember you saying, this isn't just for everybody. This company isn't for everybody. But what you've built on it is just, it's amazing. And I've never been with another real estate company. So I don't know.
Never do. My feelings would be hurt. I would just leave.
You would miss
like,
me.
If Jill left and Sandy, there's a few people, Jill and Sandy, Erica, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like,
oh my gosh, not Erica and Sandy, no way. But
I'm
this,
out.
this brokerage is different. I mean, why do you think our brokerage is different? And I say our because you make everybody feel like when they join us, they're part of a family.
Well, first of all, is our story. Our story is so unique from everybody else. Everybody that joins us believes in what we can do. Even the agents that are joining us now, they feel so empowered. They feel so excited about the growth to this point. I mean, we're sitting back and we're thinking like we literally used to train on my kitchen table in Frisco.
Yes.
And we didn't even have an office, right? And now we have these 60 conference rooms across the United States, across 20 states, and the agents get excited when we enter a new state. And I'm like, I'm not sure what's more exciting, entering a new state or us back in the days going to IKEA and buying furniture for the very first office that we've opened, and having a furniture assembly party.
Yeah, and then you said so where are we now? Like I think I said it in my last podcast, like 20 states.
Yeah, we're exactly 20 states. I think we're going to enter 21 this week, actually.
Oh my gosh, because I know Oklahoma. You got Oklahoma, right?
Yep, Norman,
just
Oklahoma,
recently,
OU, Sooners territory.
Mm-hmm. Hey, get your guns up, buddy.
I know, Cowboy,
Oklahoma
right?
State over here. Yeah, Let me ask you this though. I feel like if you were a realtor before 2011, you were a realtor when it wasn't cool. I know that sounds kind of crazy to say, but I say that lovingly. But I think we made it cool. We made it cool.
I have a lot of respect for realtors, of course. I haven't been one myself, but I've never liked being a realtor. I was always embarrassed of being a realtor. Yeah, it took a different meaning when I became a broker because I felt like I was, a little more revered than being an agent, being just a realtor. I was embarrassed of being a realtor, but obviously I always felt like we did a great job and we provided a true service to our clients, the good ones anyway. The problem why I was embarrassed of being a realtor is because there are so many bad realtors out there, right? And I didn't want to be affiliated with those guys that were part-timers or, didn't know what they were doing. And some of them maybe never even bought a home by themselves or had any kind of negotiation tactics. And those of us that were good and we were good at what we did, we pride ourselves on being like the special ops, right? So
right.
a lot better.
And by the way, that is broker Jill to you, in case you're wondering.
Broker, right? You are a broker. There we go. Maybe I ought to sell you a franchise, broker Jill. I think you should buy a franchise in Oklahoma, Stillwater.
I know. And when I say I think we made it cool, I just think that there was that time when it was just thought of differently, right? And then you think about that quote again, and that's the greatness of what we were like in that beginning time of 2011. We were involved in that change of real estate because remember, I went and did some, some recruiting, and it was crazy because it was like, yeah, you got to order 100 kolaches. I'm like, 100? How many classes am I talking to?
Yeah,
and there was one class.
Everybody got into real estate. It got cool, right? Even now with COVID and people losing their jobs and being at home, real estate's cool again. Being a realtor, obviously, as hot as real estate is, being an agent, it's exciting. It's perceived to be a career-changing move. Some people are, to quote The Alchemist, some people look at this career and changing from whatever career going to real estate as their personal legend journey. Very much like I did, actually. I used to be an engineer and got into real estate as the next thing. I let go of my sheep, my flock of engineers, and that career to get into real estate. And it's just a one move after the other got us to where we are today. But it wasn't cool to be a realtor, but you didn't have to go through, and a lot of people that got a real estate license in 2011 and beyond haven't had to go through the downturn that we had to selling homes and helping these families with selling their homes when they were facing foreclosure and they had to short sell or they had to avoid foreclosure, they had to relocate, they couldn't make mortgage payments and in over their head on their mortgages because of adjustable rate mortgages or whatnot. It was, I mean, honestly, there wasn't a sad situation at all. You never met with the seller that said, oh, I have a lot of equity in my house, no problem. This is great. Thank you for helping me list the home. No, it was like, I bought this house in 2004 and I'm upside down by $100,000. How much is it going to cost me to sell it? I don't have the money. So.
Well, and I got lucky in Atlanta because I didn't make any money off of the house, but it was during that real estate hell,
Yeah.
and things were going crazy, and I did get lucky, and I did get here.
Don't you wish you hadn't sold it and kept it?
Don't even go there.
Right? There's like, maybe I should have just leased it out instead of selling it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, though.
What's that house worth now? Just for curiosity. What did you sell it, and what do you think it's worth now? Do you even know?
I'm going to say it sold for, I can't even remember what it sold for. I want to say it sold for maybe 3, 4 something, but it's probably maybe 5 or 6 now. But yeah, then I don't know.
More than that.
I mean, I don't know. I try to not look at the past. I try, But let me ask you something. Was there anything else in your life that you were part of that was cool before it was cool? Besides real estate? Can you think
Gosh,
of
that's yeah.
That's an in-depth question.
No, I had to think about it, and I'm looking at my fraternity, actually. We weren't the cool kids on the block when I joined. Not that I made it cool, but they weren't. My fraternity chapter at Midwestern State University, Theta Gamma chapter of Kappa Sigma fraternity, wasn't the coolest kids on the block. We had like 9 members, I think, when I joined, and we were small, and this is really, I contributed for sure, but it wasn't, I don't want to say like I took all the credit for sure, but I definitely contributed and rolled up my sleeves. And when I graduated, I was the president of the fraternity, and we were the cool kids on the block, the largest fraternity on campus. And
we
had 70 plus members and a brand new house. It was good times. So definitely saw.
So you did really then what you did here, and
and a few more times over. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur when it comes to that. Take something and grow it. Yeah.
And here was mine. So I started, radio in 1988, right? And this guy that I was working with held up a cart, like one of those carts that instead of records that they used to do, if you can even remember those. And he said, "Hey, Miss Oklahoma State, do you know this guy?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I know him. His name is Garth Brooks." And he, wait a minute. Wait. I got to pick that name up off the floor I just dropped.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Big time. But listen.
So you and Garth got to be best friends?
Well, we worked together at this place called the Tumbleweed, and his first wife, Sandy, bought her wedding gown from my family's store in Oklahoma, in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And he and everybody else, he was just like this dude that we knew that sang at this bar that we all went to, and he was really good. And so, everybody that I worked with was like, "Yeah, sure, you know him." Well, he did come to a benefit in Augusta, Georgia, about 150 years ago, and I was there, and he walks over to me and he goes, "Hey, Jill, how's it going?" And I look back to everyone and I was like,
see him say that. Yeah.
And so, by the way, I do have a call into him to get him on the show. My engineer, Russ, is going to make that happen. But I had to have you on first, right?
If we could do a little duet with Garth, I'd be forever grateful. I get my guitar.
Do you think he'll come join us at the Seppies, maybe? If we actually have them this year?
Him and what is it, Winona, right? His new wife? During COVID,
Winona.
His new wife has been married to her for a long time. What's her name? What is his wife?
Trisha Yearwood,
I'm sorry. No, Winona. Yeah. It was really great because they did the whole TV, music, whatever, from their living room during COVID. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Lauren and I watched it, and it was good. I'm a huge fan. I like his music.
Oh, no.
He's such a talented musician.
But the thing is he made it cool to be in country music. He put a new dimension on the music that people were listening to, and suddenly people couldn't get enough of it. I mean, this little radio station that actually, you know what? I worked for 99.5 in Augusta. It was a startup too. In fact, I went over to the competing country station, Big Country, and they sent me away. They said, "You know what? We're a legendary station. We don't need you. We've been on the air 30 years. You're kind of new. We don't need you. Why don't you go talk to this guy?" And I hear there's another station coming to town. So I called this guy named Randy Bush. And the next thing you know, we beat that station. We beat the legendary WBBQ station. And I think that's why I had this love for what you were doing, is because I've done this. My parents were always entrepreneurs. And I always saw them work hard, and they did their own businesses and things. And I finally had the chance to do that. So, I think it was kind of an interesting way to look at things, that what you did before. What I did before, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell the passion that you have in radio. So anytime you're passionate about whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're going to be successful. You're going to reach some kind of level of success in that field. And you certainly have done it in radio, and you've done it in real estate. You like people, in the end, that's what gets you successful. You're such an extrovert, so
yeah. Well, I don't know though. But you might be surprised. I'm probably a little more than an introvert, and you think. But I think what's also crazy is that you pretty much built this company with Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm like off of Facebook. I watched The Social Dilemma, I think is what it's called on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I deleted Facebook and Instagram from my phone on Sunday.
Wait a minute. This is a moment, JP.
Yeah.
This is a moment.
I know. I was having, whether it was Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. And Lauren was like, I was very edgy on Sunday night, and and she goes, "You're having withdrawals, aren't you?" And I say, "I think so."
Oh my gosh.
And I haven't been on it since. I kept Messenger because in case somebody messages me like an email, agents and whatnot, I want to be able to help them. But I completely deleted. I didn't delete my account. I just deleted Facebook and Instagram from my phone, and I was spending a good like 4 hours a day, scrolling and commenting and doing things on Facebook, and I thought. In Instagram, and for me, it was like a vicious cycle. For me, it was go from text to email to call to Facebook to Instagram, and just repeat. And that's how my workday would go, in between Zoom meetings and whatnot. So it got a little bit too much. So I'm happy. I feel like I'm not connected as much. I don't know what's going on out there. But
do you know who else did that? Do you know who else I know that did that?
I know so many people. I was having, I went out with some CEOs on Saturday night, and during Halloween, we were kind of hanging around here and in our neighborhood and some executives. And I say, "Do you have a personal Facebook page?" He goes, "No." And then one guy said, "Oh, my wife and I deleted off our phones 6 months ago." And one guy goes, "I haven't been on Facebook in 2 years." And I felt like
are they real estate agents? I know, but are they real estate agents?
There's absolutely, look, and you can make Facebook what you want, but you don't, you don't have to sit there and scroll hours, right? You could post it, and my wife still uses it for business because she's in Tampa, right?
It's for. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can post it, comment, and get off. But if you're going to spend, literally, every stop sign you would log in, right? At a traffic light, you log in. On the toilet, you log in, right? You sit there, and your thumb was always hovering over that icon. I was like so controlled by those two social networks that I just. Do
you know what I did?
Like that.
I just put, I have most on my feed are real estate things like real estate information, Trek information, national social. So when I do go on, I'm getting information. I'm getting things that are going to help me in some aspect of my life. And if I see some of my friends and things like that, that's great. But I've tried to do that. But my son has pretty much for a little while knocked off of that too, because it's hard for kids, that
my
there's
kids
so many
aren't on
things.
Facebook. No, my kids are on Facebook. They're on Snapchat. Their generation wasn't on Facebook because we are. And I'm just not going to learn the Snapchat. I don't know Snapchat or whatever. I have no desire to it. So
I don't understand it either. But speaking of your kids, one of the things I realized about you from the beginning is how much you love your kids, and I see how your mom and dad love you. Yeah, I know. So am I, right?
An Italian family, you know what that's like, right? Yeah,
it is. And somebody. Told me once, they said, when you have kids, it's going to be a love like you can't imagine. And it is. It really is. When I had Jack, it really was. It was a whole different. Basically, here's what happened. Okay, I found out that after 40 years, the world didn't revolve around me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Kids have a certain way to make it where, and now that you're married to Jimmy, of course, Jimmy reminds you that, he wants a little bit of attention as well. So
absolutely. And you know what? I've had to work on that.
Third, fourth position, ourselves?
Yeah, exactly. And, I've had to slow down a little bit because I do value my life. I do value the people in my life that have nothing to do with real estate, and my husband especially, But one of the things I saw that you put on Facebook a long time ago is when Haley was going to, not a long time ago, but not too long ago, but when that Haley was going to college, right?
Oh
and
my gosh,
someone commented, Oh God, I can't even. Especially, yeah, no, she went away too, so that's not good. Or it's good, but but still, but it's someone puts. Oh, it must be nice to have a dad who can afford it and stuff like that. And you had the best answer. You said she doesn't ask me for anything. And
I know.
she
I
works,
wish she did. Yeah. No. She's.
But she had a job and everything, huh?
Yeah, I hired her to be in the mailroom at JPAR corporate headquarters.
Yeah, I remember
when she was 15 or 16, and she was making $12 an hour there, and she said, "I don't want to work for you anymore. I don't want to do this." and like you think that she got a job somewhere else, right? That was more exciting, or she went and got a job at Walmart pushing carts.
Good for her.
She was the cart attendant for a Walmart, and she's such a hard worker, and I think Mom and I both taught her how the meaning of hard work. But she is such a different child. She's gymnast, diligent, always studious, an amazing scholar, and
It's
obviously the scholarship and getting accepted at Pace in New York and those things. Those are all hard labor. Jennifer gets all the credit for Haley. I will take credit for Luca when whatever Luca happens. So far so good. But I can't take much credit for Haley other than just giving her an example of what she should be doing.
But I think you were a good dad, and you were there. You're there.
I was present.
You're there for all of your kids.
And you weren't early. I was fortunate enough to have gotten real estate when the kids were real little. So no, I missed a lot of their early ages. Jennifer will tell you, I was never around on the weekends because I was showing houses, doing open houses, whatever I needed to do to make sure that the family wasn't lacking financially. But I missed a lot of events, and then at some point in time, and probably when Luca got 4 or 5 years old, I really started realizing I'm not going to miss his ball games. I'm not going to miss Haley's gymnastics meets because of a client. If they can't understand that, then they're not a client that I'm going to take on. And I've
never. Never missed a meet. Never. I will sit. Well, I'll sit there with my laptop if I have to. My son loves it. He understands because guess what, JP? He's going to join us when he's 18.
Yep. I know, right?
And that's coming up pretty quick.
On the Jill Elliott team. I can't believe he's going to be 18 soon. That's wild.
I know. I see your kids. I'm like, oh no, that's not happening. Let's do a few little quick stats, though. Quick stats. 14,000 families served. 14,000 families served, 7,000 Texas jobs, 90 million in payout commissions, and nearly 3.5 billion in sales with 2 months to go. Hello, JPAR.
Yeah, that was this year, right? It hasn't been a bad year, and that's through COVID, where really COVID slowed us down in April and May. I mean, as you know, March was already in the books when COVID hit, so March closed and funded out quarterly. I think it was a record month. And then April, May, of course, we were flat year over year when we're used to being, have an increase in sales. I want to say 4% down in April and 15% down in May, but then June came back with a vengeance, July, August, as you see. So it's been, people are just ready to buy homes, right? If they're going to be quarantined again, they don't want to be quarantined in a small home or an apartment or a condo.
I know, and that's what I was going to say. It's like people look at their homes differently. I think the masses look at their homes differently, and I had a lot of clients last year that bought, and they came and they were like, "Thank you, because we would have not been happy where we were prior in the pandemic stuff." Yeah, so they were. Like, I got to be a homebody.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm going to do with all my suits that I have in my closet. I think I'm going to turn them into Lululemon closet, over there, because all my suits I can just pretty much throw away. Wait
a minute. No. Wait a minute. How tall are you? Because you and Jack might be about the right size. Don't throw those Italian suits away. I got
plenty suits.
Hey, let me tell you, he wants suits, buddy. You're Italian suits all day.
Yeah. You know what? They say JP on a lot of them, or inside have my name on them, but we'll figure something out for the kid.
He doesn't care because he's a big fan. Okay, there you go. He's a huge fan. He told me he's going to be you better.
No, welcome that. That's the whole point. I'll take them under my wings for what it's worth.
I would appreciate that. And you know what, JP? I totally appreciated you being here with me today. You had to jump through a few hoops to do it, but I totally appreciate it. And I hope you'll join me again, will you?
Absolutely. Anytime, Jill.
You promise? That's right. You have a lot of time on your hands these days.
I do, right? If that's what you want to believe.
I don't, because I know that we have a new building coming up. You're with Vesuvius Holdings. I know that this is definitely, there's so much more for this whole company, and I can't wait for it.
Thank you very much. I love you. Having been part of it since the very, very beginning, that's special for all of us.
And I love you back. You have a great day. And you guys show me some love and join me again soon for the Love of Real Estate.
Thank you for tuning into For the Love of Real Estate. If you enjoyed today's show, head over to fortheloveofrealestate.biz to join the conversation, access the show notes, and sign up for our newsletter.